Hello everyone, this is again teacher Jerry A. Java for English with Jerry Java, and now we'll be having English 5 Quarter 1 Week 7 of the revised Matatag curriculum. Our learning competencies this week, we have compose appropriate sentences for clarity and coherence. Identify and use collective, concrete, and abstract nouns and demonstrative pronouns in sentences while ensuring subject-verb agreement. Differentiate between linking, helping, and transitive verbs. Construct sentences in present progressive tense. Arrange a series of adjectives into logical sequence of ideas. Incorporate adverb of manner into sentences to describe actions with greater detail. Recognize the basic structure of compound complex sentences. Compose compound sentences using coordinating conjunctions. Use tone and mood appropriately for one's purpose, context, and target audience. Formal. Recognize and differentiate tone and mood in writing. Identify the tone and mood of given passages. Ang dami po. There are a lot of things to be learned this week, but all in all, it's about writing quality sentences. And the number one lesson there is about subject-verb agreement. Let's have a short review. Read each sentence carefully and fill in the blank with the correct verb form that agrees with the subject noun. So this is a review on subject-verb agreement. Mr. Blackie the cat blank in the garden. My friends blank to the playground. The book blank on the shelf. The birds blank in the sky. The dog blank his toy. Okay, Mr. Blackie the cat plays in the garden. You can have plays, runs in the garden. My friends are going to the playground. My friends go to the playground. My friends play to the playground. The book is on the shelf. The birds fly in the sky, or the birds fly in the sky. The dog bites his toy. You can have those sentences. Now let's check your emoji. Assess yourselves if you have already developed the listed skills by providing a reaction emoji according to the guide below. Draw the emoji on the column before the lesson. Please have the emojis. I can even help someone do this. I can do this by myself. I need some more practice. Help me a little and I get it. Even with help, I don't get it. Yeah, the before the learning lesson, after the learning lesson. So we'll have before. We'll be checking on this emoji later after the lessons. Are you able to identify and use collective, concrete, and abstract nouns and demonstrative pronouns in sentences while ensuring subject-verb agreement? Differentiate between linking, helping, and transitive verbs. Construct sentences in present progressive tense. Arrange series of adjectives into logical sequence of ideas. The order of adjectives, royal order of adjectives. Incorporate adverb of manner into sentences to describe actions in greater detail. Recognize the basic structure of compound complex sentences. Compose compound sentences using coordinating conjunctions. Recognize and differentiate tone and mood in writing. Identify the tone and mood of given passages. Now let's unlock the content vocabulary. Let's have the glossary. This time I need you to unscramble the words. You have to form correct words out of these jumbled, scrambled words with scrambled letters. It's a noun that refers to a group. What could that be? It is a collective noun. One that is perceived by the five senses as tangible and real. Tangible meaning you can touch it, you can see it, you can feel it. So that's concrete. Noun. Refers to the author's attitude towards the subject of his writing. That's tone. The feeling that a reader gets from the written text. That's mood. It helps the main verb, helping verb. Words that describe how an action is done. Adverbs of manner. Here are the answers: collective noun, concrete noun, tone, mood, helping verb, and adverbs of manner. Now let's have the subject-verb agreement. 1. Collective, concrete, and abstract nouns. Then 2. Demonstrative pronouns. There are kinds of nouns. We have the collective, concrete, and abstract nouns. Collective nouns, these are, what are collective nouns? This is a group name, group noun. It's a noun that names a group of people, group of things, group of animals. Then concrete, these are the tangible things or nouns. Then abstract, these are the imaginary, you cannot see it, it's the opposite of concrete. Name a noun. Look around our classroom. Name the nearest person or thing to you. Tell us if you can touch the object. Is the object close or far from you? Now let's have noun. A noun is a word. Why do we need to have, why are we having a lesson about noun? Why should we review about noun? Because nouns, most of the nouns are our subject. And we need the subject to agree with the verb. And we need a verb to also agree with the subject. So let's review about noun. Our subject is a word that names something like a person, place, thing, or idea. We have the concrete noun. A concrete noun is one that is perceived by the five senses as tangible and real. You can touch it, you can see it. Examples are smartphone, student, school, trees, dogs, books, ballpen, notebooks. Then we have abstract noun. Like I said, it is one that cannot be perceived by the five senses. These are ideas, concepts, emotions like freedom, peace, unity, love, heroism, obedience, anything that is abstract. Then we have collective nouns. It's a noun that refers to a group. It's a group name. Examples: team, audience, swarm, flock, herd, family. Instructions: concrete or abstract. Identify whether each noun is concrete or abstract by drawing a triangle if the noun is concrete and heart if it is abstract. 1. Happiness. 2. Table. 3. Friendship. 4. Tree. 5. Bird. 6. Love. 7. Book. 8. Anger. 9. Dog. 10. Knowledge. Let's have happiness. Happiness is, that's abstract, so that's a heart. 2. Table. That's concrete, so that's a triangle. 3. Friendship. That's abstract, so that's a heart. But when you say friend, friend will be concrete, but the word there is friendship, so you cannot see it, so that's abstract. It's a heart. Then tree, you can see a tree, so that's concrete, triangle. Bird, you can also see and touch a bird, so that's concrete, triangle. Love, so it's abstract, so you cannot see it, so that's a heart, abstract. 7. Book, so that's concrete, triangle. Anger, that's abstract, heart. Dog, that's concrete, triangle. And knowledge, that's abstract, heart. Correct. Now we have collective nouns from the word collect. When you collect, it's when you collect something, when you have a collection, like a collection of dolls, so there are many dolls, so it's more than one. It's this is now the name, the group name. So team, a group of players; audience, a group of people who are watching a show or listening to a performance; swarm, a group of insects; flock, a group of birds; herd, a group of large animals like elephants and cattle; colony, it's a group of ants; pod, a group of dolphins; pride, a group of lions; troop, a group of monkeys; pack, a group of wolves; school, it's a group of fish. Identify and encircle the collective noun in each sentence and write it in the space provided. 1. A school of fish swam together in the coral reef. 2. The herd of cattle grazed peacefully in the meadow. 3. A swarm of bees buzzed around the flowers. 4. The choir of singers performed beautifully at the concert. 5. The committee of judges decided against the complainant. Yeah, school, herd, swarm, choir, and committee. Those are our collective nouns. Now, let's do the subject-verb agreement. Complete each sentence by choosing the correct form of the verb to match the collective noun provided. Write the verb in the space provided. One confusion about collective nouns is that most of this, they would act singularly. You have to really think if they're acting as moving, acting as one group, or are they moving, acting, talking, walking, like as members, as every member of a team. So the collective noun can be one, could be singular or plural. The herd of cows were grazing the field. You choose between was or were. Parts of the herd are leaving the field. The colony of ants were working together. The flock of birds fly information. The flock of members fly in different direction. So our answer, the herd of cows was grazing in the field. So there are many cows and they're acting as one. Parts of the herd, you have their parts. So you are referring to some members of the herd. So you have are. The colony of ants was working. You have their, how do you know that they are working, acting, talking, doing as one? Because of the word together. The flock of, so that's singular. The flock of birds fly information, so that's flies singular because the birds there are doing flying as one, the as a team. The flock members fly in different directions, so you have their members, you have the word members, so that's plural. So you need a plural verb for that fly. They are acting, doing differently. Okay, this time you're going to group the nouns, noun sort. Classify the words in the box into collective. Either they are collective, concrete, or abstract. Like you have the schools, so you have to have three columns. Three columns, label it under collective, concrete, abstract. So school, what could be, is it collective, concrete, abstract? Respect, backpack, happiness, wisdom, book, friendship, crew, herd, tumbler, love, hamburger, book, kindness, gang, desktop, smartphones, flock, faucet, house, wisdom, squad, justice, and committee. Let's have the answer. Now, okay, let's get back to that. Collective nouns are often treated as singular entities, like I said earlier. Most of them are singular, but sometimes most of these collective nouns, they work differently as members, so that would be plural. Informal writing, hence they take singular verbs. However, in an informal context, particularly when referring to the individuals within the group or the members within the group, a plural verb may be used. Singular sense here, when the collective noun is used in a singular sense, it takes a singular verb. Example, the team is playing well. So that's one, they're acting, doing as one. The family is going on vacation. All the members of the family, they're going together as one. So that's singular. The class is studying for the test. The herd is grazing in the field. The bouquet is beautiful. A group of flowers. The bundle is tied together. So that's, in that sense, that's singular. Now they can become plural if it is used in plural sense, if of course when they refer to the members of that group, when some, few, many members of that group, and they're acting differently, not as a team. So we have here, the teams are arguing among themselves. So one is arguing to the other, and the other, some members of that team. So that's plural. Teams are. Families are going to the park. So the families are going to the park, many families. The committees are working on different projects. The orchestras are the orchestras are tuning their instruments, sorry. Several herds of cows are grazing in the pasture. There are many flocks of birds flying overhead. Consistency. Be consistent in the usage throughout the sentence or paragraph. Consistency, or in other words, that could be under parallelism. So when you use it in that sense, in a singular sense, singular all the way, all throughout. That's what we mean by consistency. Example, the flock of birds flies south for the winter. Singular sense, referring to the entire flock. The flock of birds are chirping loudly. Plural sense, referring to the individual birds within the flock. Now let's talk about kinds of pronouns. You have here a pronoun. What is a pronoun? From the word pro and noun, it takes the place of a noun. It replaces a noun. It's a word that takes the place of a noun in a sentence. It is used to avoid repetition and make sentences clear and concise. There are different kinds of pronouns, like some of them are personal, subject pronouns, demonstrative pronouns, relative, and reflexive pronouns. Why are we also talking about, why are we reviewing our pronouns? Because pronouns, just like the nouns, they can be our subject in a sentence. Like our subject and verb must also agree. Personal pronoun like I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. I'm sorry for that. Examples, that man looks as if he needs a new coat. The noun phrase that man is the antecedent of he. What do you mean by the word antecedent? Antecedent, that's the original noun that is being replaced by the pronoun. Okay, you have there, he refers back to man, that man. So he is a pronoun, it refers to the original word or noun, man. Kat arrived yesterday, I met her at the station. Her there refers to cat. So cat is the antecedent, the original noun being replaced by the pronoun her. When they saw us, the lions began roaring. The lions is the antecedent of they. And then Adam and I were hoping no one would find us. You have the Adam and I is the antecedent of the word or the pronoun us. Then we have relative pronoun pronouns are used to introduce relative clauses and connect them to a noun. Examples include who, whom, whose, which, and that. It refers back to relative clauses and connect them to a noun. The woman who lives next door is a doctor. Who there refers to the woman. The car that was stolen last month was found in a river. The car that refers to car. Sheila, who is a teacher, also works as a social worker. Who there refers to Sheila. The book which I bought yesterday is on top of my desk. Which there refers to the book. Then we can also have the teacher to whom I gave the gift was very grateful. Whom there refers to the teacher. He has a neighbor whose roof is red. Whose there refers to the neighbor. The store where we usually buy art supplies burned to the ground. Where refers to the store. The reason why I came here today is not important. Why refers to the reason. I need to find a roommate who doesn't smoke. Who there refers to the roommate. Then let's have reflexive. It goes back, refers back. It refers to the subject of the sentence, indicating that the action of the verb reflect back. It goes back on the subject. Examples include myself, itself, himself, herself, themselves, yourselves. All the self, self, self. Examples, I taught myself how to swim. I am both the subject who taught and the object who learned. She looked at herself in the mirror. They enjoyed themselves at the party. He cuts himself while shaving. We blamed ourselves for the mistake. So for the reflexive, it's like a mirror. Demonstrative pronouns are used to replace specific nouns and indicate the position about the speaker and the listener. Examples include this, that, these, and those. Some are singular and some are plural. So this and that are both singular. Then we have these and those are both plural. Then it has to be, you have to think whether that thing that you're referring to is near you or far from you. Is it just one or are they many? This refers to something near the speaker and it is singular. So this is my favorite book. You can hold it, you can touch it, you can reach it. It's near you and there's just one book. That refers to something that farther away from the speaker and there is only one. So that is the tallest building in the city, and what you usually do is that you're going to point at it. You use your finger rather to point at it. So that is the tallest building in the city. These refers to multiple things, many things near the speaker. These are the keys you're looking for. Those refers to multiple things, many things, farther, far away from the speaker. Those flowers are beautiful. You point on those things. So you please answer this, that, these, or those. Blank book is about our country's history. It's near the speaker. It's near you. Blank flag represents our nation's pride. Far. We should respect blank who fought for our freedom. Far. Look at blank picture of a national monument. Far. Blank are the values we cherish as patriots. So we have the number one. What could be our answer? There. And number six, I can't decide between blank two songs for our school assembly. Near. Can you hand me blank map of our country? Far. Blank speech where the teacher encouraged us to love our country. Far. As is the location. Blank are the traditions to celebrate every year. Near. Blank song fills as with pride during national events. Far. So we have our answer. This book, that flag, those who fought for our freedom, that picture, these values, these songs, that map, that speech, these traditions, that song. So in this activity, you are going to read a story or paragraph, then you're going to identify, circle, find, search for nouns and pronouns. Now we have day two, kinds of verbs now. Helping, we're done with the kinds of nouns, kinds of pronouns. Now we're having kinds of verbs because verbs, just like the subject, nouns and pronouns, they need to be matching. They need to agree. We have the helping verb, linking verb, and transitive verbs. Let's discuss helping verbs. Helping verbs, these are verbs that come before the main verb and help or assist to express tense, mood, or voice. Example, Andres is reading No Limitangari. Our helping verb is, and then our main verb is reading. Tata Selo will visit Bulacan next week. Our will is a helping verb, and our main verb is visit. Will is a helping verb which indicates the future tense of the main verb visit. Do you want coffee? So you have there helping verb is do, then our want is our main verb. Do is a helping verb used here to form a question. Now let's have linking verbs. Linking verbs are not action verbs and they do not define any action. It just links. Instead, they describe the subject rather than the action like other verbs. They define the subject or add more details about it. That means sensory verbs like appear, look, feel, smell, sound, or taste can act as linking verbs when they describe the subject. Verbs to be or the be verbs there are five actually: am, is, are, was, and were. Then we have there become and seem are always linking verbs. Example, the Philippines is my country. That's our linking verb. The Katipuneros appear happy, so that's also appear is our linking verb. Filipinos are hospitable. Filipinas are beautiful. Jose Rizal remained calm during the trial. Then let's talk about transitive verbs because we have intransitive and transitive verbs. Transitive verbs, these are verbs that require a direct object, a thing, to complete their meaning. In order for you to know if it's transitive or intransitive, for transitive you have to ask the question, what? The answer to that is a direct object. If there's a thing that answers the question, what? That is a transitive verb. Example, Goyong gives a gift. What did Goyong give? A gift. So that's a direct object, meaning gives there is a transitive verb. Because the sentence would be incomplete, not complete, when you do not add a thing or a direct object. You cannot just say Goyong gives, something's lacking. You cannot say Goyong gives. So you have to add a direct object. Antonio bought a book. So Antonio bought what? A book. So that a book there is a direct object. So therefore, bought is a transitive verb. You cannot just say Antonio bought. What did he buy? Tandang Sora offered her home. What did Tandang Sora offer? So home. So that's transitive verb. So they chose Rizal as our national hero. What or who? Now let's have linking verbs. Linking verbs are verbs that don't show an action but rather describe the subject, like the appear, seem. Like while verbs like walk or jump represent an action, like linking verbs like be or seem add more details to the subject, such as he seems nice or she is an architect. Now, just like our sorting game during the nouns and pronouns, we'll have a sorting game for verbs. Determine the function of the underlined verb. Write HV for helping verb and LV for linking verb. Gabriela Silang is brave. Condiment sounds soothing. The rice cake looks yummy. The grade 5 students have finished their homework. Goyong will play sepak takraw after school. So you have to determine if it's LV or HV. 6. We are going to the riverbank tomorrow. Pilar the dog has been barking all night. The sampaguita smell lovely. Blippi feels happy today. Andres is planning a secret meeting. Encircle the verb. Andres is reading No Limitang Ritata will visit Bulacan next week. Do you want coffee? Filipinas are beautiful. Kaping Barako smells exotic. The modern heroes are arriving in the airport. The air near the river felt crisp and cool. The anthem is echoing in the air. The youth is the hope of the nation, and 10 our soldiers are brave. Most of these sentences are in the context of his part of our history during Rizal's time and yeah, Bonifacio's time. Now let's talk about verb tenses. Let's focus more about the present progressive tense or present continuous tense. When you say progressive or continuous, that has to be talking about the ing form of the verb, the ing. When to use simple present tense. So let's talk about simple present tense first. Present tense describes actions that are habitual. When you say habitual, you always do it. Regular or generally true. We use the present simple tense when we want to talk about fixed habits or routines, things that don't change. Example, we celebrate National Heroes Day in the month of August. So we use celebrate. Johan walks to school every day. So you have their walks because of the word every day. Habitual. The school bus arrives at 7 o'clock from Monday to Friday. Now let's talk about present progressive tense or the present continuous tense. They describe action that is happening. See the ing in ing. Happening, occurring right now or around the current moment. It is formed with the present tense of the verb to be, like am, is, and are, plus the base form of the main verb plus ing. Example, he is walking to school right now. Is walking. He's still walking right now. The children are watching the program for the celebration of the National Heroes Day. Are watching. The school bus is arriving right now. Is arriving. The present progressive tense. Okay. Simple or progressive. So you're going to determine if it's simple or progressive. Present. Okay. Our flag waves is waving proudly in the wind during the national anthem. Citizens are pledging allegiance to their country during ceremonies. Soldiers presently assigned in an island are protecting our nation's borders with courage and dedication. People are celebrating Independence Day with parades and fireworks yearly. Most leaders are inspiring patriotism through speeches and actions. Every year, are observing National Heroes Day with a program. Every patriot is loving his motherland. Athletes are representing the country with pride at the ongoing international competitions. Citizens are voting in elections to shape the future of their nation. To express love for the country, the grade 5 students are creating patriotic artwork right now. Write the present progressive form of the verb. Example, Josephine blank. Then you have the verb, the base form of the verb feel shy. So you have to do something. You have to give the present progressive, the ing, is, are, and am plus the ing form of the verb. So you can answer Josephine is feeling shy. The players stay in the quarters. So that could be the players are staying in their quarters. She is reading a book. They are playing soccer. Pepe is writing a blog about history. The Antonius are living in Bulacan. The soldiers are keeping their silence. Now let's have the royal order of adjectives. Adjective in a series like determiner, quantity, quality, size, shape, or color. When you have a more than one adjective or describing words in a sentence. So you'd be confused which one should you put first, the next, then and last. There's an order of these adjectives. Adjective in a series or royal order of adjectives. First, you start with the determiner, quantity, quality, size, shape, and color. Many sentences are hard to understand because of incorrect sequence of ideas. Confusion happens when words and phrases are not in the correct places. English is a simple, logical, orderly language. It has established certain word orders which should not be violated. This order is also observed when using adjective series. An adjective series is a sequence of adjectives that describe a noun in detail. So you have there. Have the student recall what an adjective is. An adjective is, of course, a word that describes or modifies, tells something more about two things, about two part of speech only. An adjective can only describe a noun or a pronoun, a noun and a pronoun. Things, people, things, and the word that replaces these people or things. So we have here our order, present the table below. So you have their series name, we have their examples, determiner and observation. So we started the determiner. Examples of determiner are the articles, the, and a, this, that, these, those. And then we have quantity or number, how many, like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then quality, the physical, is it thin, untidy, rough? Size, then after that, after the quality, you can have the size. Big, is it big, small, tall, tiny, huge? Age, or is it old, young? Shape, round, narrow, square, rectangle, triangle. Color, brown, green, blue, yellow. Origin or nationality, you have there Filipino, is it Filipino? Chinese, Australian, American, French. Material, is it wooden, plastic, metallic? Purpose or qualifier, is it walking, cooking, running, drinking? Okay. Example, she was a beautiful, tall, thin, young, black-haired Filipina woman. 2. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Let's describe some monsters. Rearrange the adjectives provided to form a series that makes sense. Delicious, chocolate, homemade. Usually in a list, the noun that you are describing, it comes last in a list, in a series. The noun, the thing. Car, green, old. Ball, fluffy, small. Fox, brown, quick. Movie, exciting, action-packed. Here are some monsters. Let's describe them. Day 4. Now let's have adverbs of manner. Adverbs of manner, that's how are actions done. Here are examples of adverbs of manner in action. Andres ran quickly. How did Andres run quickly? Melchora spoke softly. How did Melchora speak? Usually, most of these adverbs of manner, 90 to 95% of them are ending, they end in ly. They come from adjectives like quick. It's an adjective, then we just add the suffix ly. So you choose the right manner, adverb of manner. You have there the words loudly, slowly, gently, patiently, heavily. The gomamela flowers swayed blank in the breeze. The classes were suspended because it rained blank. The church bell rang blank during the Declaration of Independence. The soldiers waited blank in the forest. The tourists walked blank to enjoy the Manila Bay sunset. The gomamela flowers swayed what? Gently in the breeze. That could be. The classes were suspended because it rained heavily. The church bell rang loudly. The soldiers wait patiently in the forest. The tourists walked slowly. So you choose the better adverb of manner. The flag waved, is it proudly, loosely in the wind? The leaders spoke anxiously, passionately about unity and patriotism. The children played, is it joyfully, rapidly during the Independence Day celebration? The athletes competed fiercely, slowly in the international tournament. The artist painted the mural skillfully, lazily. 6. The teacher explained the history lesson clearly, hurriedly. The soldiers marched proudly, gracefully in the parade. The students sang the national anthem beautifully, noisily. The citizens cheered enthusiastically, painfully for their country's team. The volunteers worked frankly, diligently to clean up the neighborhood. This time you're going to write or compose compound complex sentences. We have 4 sentences in English. So we have simple, then compound, then complex, and then the last compound complex. We have 4 types of coordinating conjunctions. We have and, but, or, and so. We are still reviewing about the coordinating conjunctions. For coordinating conjunctions, we use the coordinating conjunctions. We have the fanboys, actually fanboys, for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. We have 7. But here, I don't know why they just have 4. It's actually 7 fanboys. So we use them to make a compound sentence. Has 2 independent clauses connected by coordinating conjunctions like and or but. Independent clause has a subject, verb, and expresses a complete thought. A compound sentence is made up of actually one simple sentence and another simple sentence. So that's 2 simple sentences. We would know that every simple sentence should have an independent clause. So 2 independent clauses joined by one of the fanboys. Example, we stand together as one nation and we honor those who have served bravely. So 2 independent clauses, 2 simple sentences. Our nation is diverse, yet we are united by our shared values. Now let's talk about a complex sentence. A complex sentence has 1 independent clause, 1 simple sentence, and at least 1 dependent clause. 1 dependent clause, that meaning dependent clause, so it cannot stand on its own alone as a sentence because it's incomplete. It relies for it to be part to have a meaning. It needs to be connected to an independent clause. Independent clause has a subject, verb, and expresses a complete thought, whereas the dependent clause, it has to depend to the independent clause. They decided for a walk although it was raining. The independent clause there is they decided to go for a walk. Then our dependent clause is although it was raining. How do you know it's the dependent clause? Because of the word although. The dependent clause is introduced by the subordinating conjunction although. After the movie ended, they went out for an ice cream. You have there after the movie ended, that's the dependent clause because it is introduced by subordinating conjunction after. They went out for an ice cream, that's an independent clause. Now let's have compound complex sentences. Has two or more independent clauses and one or more dependent clause. Has two or more independent clauses and one or more dependent clauses. So at least two simple sentences and one that cannot stand on its own. Example, although he was tired, Johan stayed up late to finish his project and he still managed to get to work on time. Although he was tired, that is our dependent clause because of the word although, that that's our subordinating conjunction. Johan stayed up late to finish his project. That's one simple sentence. That's one independent clause. And we have another independent clause. And he still managed to get to work on time. That's another simple sentence or independent clause. So use these coordinating conjunctions and also but yet. You have to connect, you have to join these two simple sentences or two independent clauses, make them into one sentence, into one compound sentence. Ivan loves to read. He also enjoys writing stories. Johan finished his homework early. He went outside to play with his friends. Joaquin wanted to sleep over to his friend's house. His parents did not allow him. Bliffy has a dog. She wants a cat too. Fix your bed. I will not allow you to play. And we're on day 5. Now let's have tone and mood in writing. As we have learned, tone is for the writer or author, and mood is for the reader. Tone refers to the author's attitude towards the subject. Like, how did he or she feel while writing? Mood is a feeling the reader gets from the text. So like I said, tone is for the writer, mood is for the reader. What could be the tone? Irene couldn't believe her eyes when she saw her dog, Ninai, wearing her favorite hat and dancing around the living room. Ninai, what are you doing? She laughed, trying to stifle her giggles. Max wagged his tail happily, clearly proud of his fashion statement. What's the tone? Another. As the storm clouds gathered ominously overhead, the townspeople hurriedly boarded out their windows and doors, preparing for the impending storm. The air was tense with anticipation as they braced themselves for the powerful winds and heavy rain that would soon fall upon their small coastal town. What's a town? The anticipation was palpable as the countdown began for the annual school carnival. Children cheered and clapped with excitement, eagerly awaiting the moment when the gates would finally open, unleashing a world of thrilling rides, delicious treats, and fun games. What's a town? Huddled together in the darkened classroom, the students listened anxiously as the teacher reviewed the material for the upcoming standardized test. Nervous whispers filled the air as they fretted over whether they had studied enough to pass, their minds racing with worry about what the test might entail. Was it tone? Under the shade of a sprawling oak tree, Lily reclined on a blanket with a book in hand, the gentle rustle of leaves and the distant chirping of birds providing a soothing backdrop to her lazy afternoon. With a contented sigh, she closed her eyes, basking in the tranquility of the peaceful surroundings. What's the tone? Now let's talk about the mood. The tone, that's the tone of the author or the writer. Was it formal, informal? Was it anything? Now for the mood, what are you feeling? What do you feel while reading? The sun was shining brightly as the children played in the park. Laughter filled the air as they swung on the swings and chased each other around. Ice cream cones dripped deliciously as they enjoyed their favorite treats on this perfect summer day. What's the mood? As the full moon rose high in the night sky, a sense of mystery enveloped the old abandoned mansion. Shadows danced eerily in the moonlight, and the wind whispered secrets through the trees. Lonnie cautiously approached the creaky front door, wondering what mysteries lay hidden within. What's the mood? The Coliseum erupted with cheers as the final seconds ticked down on the clock. The home team was trailing by 1 point, but with one last play, they had a chance to win the championship. The quarterback launched the ball into the air, and the crowd held its breath. Suddenly, the receiver caught the ball in the end zone, and pandemonium broke loose as the team celebrated their victory. What's the mood? The old house at the end of the street loomed ominously in the dim moonlight. Its windows were dark, and the overgrown garden whispered with unseen movement. As Lynette approached, she couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. A sudden gust of wind made the trees groan, and she quickened her pace, heart pounding with fear. What's the mood? The rain poured relentlessly outside, matching the heavy mood inside the classroom. Mrs. Bonifacio stood at the front, her eyes red-rimmed as she delivered the news of their beloved class pet's passing. Silence hung thick in the air as tears welled up in the students' eyes. Memories of their furry friend flooded their minds, and a sense of loss settled over them like a dark cloud. What's the mood? So let's have this. Now, what is it? A noun that refers to a group that's B, collective, a kind of noun that is perceived by the five senses as tangible and real. You can touch it. It's when you say tangible, it's touchable. So that's concrete. Letter C refers to the author's attitude towards the subject of his writing. Author's attitude. So that would be tone, the feeling the reader gets from the written text. That's mood. E. It has the main verb, helping verb. Now we're going back to your emoji. Okay, we're done with this. So thank you everyone. Don't forget to LSS like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.